I didn't think we'd be here. I thought we'd be done. I thought we had him. To be honest, it was a little too good to be true. Maybe we should have seen that. But yeah, apparently, according to the news, Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, and I assume... So I've only heard those two in the reports. I know Paul Mescal was always sort of like, he might do it. It's something he doesn't want to do. Oh, now he does. And now he doesn't. Daveed Diggs, from all I can read, seems to still be involved. And what it seems like happened is, because if we're talking about Fantastic Four casting, they cast all the actors. And then they went, what I'm betting happened is they had their 3 top picks and they got them all. And then they went, oh, we did not expect to get all 3 of them. And they all cost more money than we were expecting. So then they went back and said, hey, Adam Driver, maybe a little less. And Adam Driver said, nope. And then he left. Now, as I say with all this stuff, this could be public negotiation. Adam Driver could come back tomorrow and they give him a little bit more and then he's cool. But the fact that this story came out at all is concerning because it really seemed like we had him. And I guess all I can say, if you check your watch, I'm going to check my Fitbit real quick. Oh, it's Quas time. It's time for Quas. I think we have, as a society, we've suffered through enough weird, Morbius, Craven, the weird stuff at the end of the Flash. We deserve something that's going to bring this country together. And I think that is going to be William Jackson Harper as Mr. Fantastic. It just feels like he is in the perfect spot. And I almost think now, the stupid Quantumania thing, we can use that. Like, he can have been, that guy can be an explorer from another dimension or something whose name was Reed Richards, but then it wasn't, have it be like his high school nickname. Reed Quas Richards. And we find out later that, oh, that's why he was like that. But just like the fact that that actor was in the universe, did nothing, and then left feels so silly. And now we have another shot. We could bring him back. We could bring, and I don't really, I have nothing against Adam Driver. I think Adam Driver was a very good pick and would have made a very interesting Mr. Fantastic. But unfortunately, he seems to not want to do that. So we can't have him. And I'm sure there's other people, the people like Tom Ellis, Matt Smith, I heard was in the running. He seems like not quite what I would want for that. Not that he's not a good actor, but I don't know. Matt Smith to me I've never watched Doctor Who, but I do think after Morbius and Game of Thrones, he does have a little bit more of like a straight up sinisterness to him. That's not something that Reed can't do, but Reed needs to almost always be like, I guess the sinisterness comes from you meet this guy and you're like, something's up with him. That's not Reed. Reed, you meet him and you're like, this guy's really nice. Wow, the perfect dad. And then the more you get to know him, the more you're like, oh, he does have some problems though. So I just don't read that. I'm sure Matt Smith has more range than those 2 characters. One being from a very, broadly written and not very good thing. And then, Game of Thrones, whatever it's called, House of the Dragons, his character was complicated. I think Margot Robbie is a good Sue. But like I said, when I cast my Sue, Claire Foy, a lot of actors could do Sue. Vanessa Kirby, who was my second pick, and by second pick, all my women were tied because I was like, any of these are about as good as the other one for this role. They're all talented, and it's a role you can do a lot of different ways. But it was Vanessa Kirby, Claire Foy were my last 2. Vanessa Kirby apparently has expressed interest in the role, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. Just take her. I mean, with the writer's strike now, it's like, why rush at all? We don't need to cast any of them because we don't have a script. I assume they were rewriting it, so we probably don't have a finished, definite script. And if we don't have that, what are we showing to Adam Driver or Margot Robbie to say, like, this is why the movie will be good and worth your time and it won't be the worst movie ever that you're attached to? Like, I'm not positive about this. I would venture a guess that Fantastic is the worst movie in all of its main characters' careers. Right? Kate Mara, Miles Teller, Michael B. Jordan, like, they have tons of hits. And then they have that one. So I'm sure I could look at that as Adam Driver's agent and be like, let's avoid this. Maybe there's something wrong with this franchise. Now, I don't think that this means that like there is anything wrong with the franchise, but I would understand why without a script in the middle of the writer's strike, maybe just about to get into the actor's strike, if that happens, I understand why Adam Driver, Margot Robbie, Paul Mescal, if he was ever really, committed, would be a little bit concerned. Not that I don't think the movie's going to be good, because I do. But now, it's Quas o'clock. It's Quasin time. I don't know. What's the meme? What do we get? How we get Quas in there? And for people that don't remember, Quas is the name of William Jackson Harper's character in Quantumania. He is named Quas. Some people thought it may be like he's Quasar, and he never was that either. I do think that would have made sense because Quasar has the quantum bands, and he has colors kind of similar to the colors that Quas was wearing, reds and blues. But I don't know. Apparently it was nothing. He was just Quas. I'm not saying that I don't think other people couldn't play this role. All the other people I talked about, I think, could play it. But like, like this rumor also says Joel Kinnaman for Mr. Fantastic. Sure, I wouldn't. He's not my favorite. He's good. I enjoy him on For All Mankind. I think he's a pretty solid actor. And, he's obviously good in those Suicide Squad movies, especially the good one. But he doesn't scream Creed to me just because the Fantastic Four are drawn, in the original comics at least, like all the other Marvel heroes, where they are a very muscular, like perfectly proportioned guy. So like Mr. Fantastic, he's not built like a linebacker. Joel Kinnaman, I feel like, is just a tall, like really, he looks like Reed can't have played football in college. I'm going to say that, and then immediately someone's going to be able to find a picture from the comics of Reed playing football in college. But even if he can, it's not what I see as that character. Maybe you can make Joel Kinnaman look more average, but to me, he just does scream kind of like RoboCop, action hero, man. That's why Chidi's just such good casting. I don't know, maybe William Jackson Harper just really doesn't want to do it. I don't know if this has actually made it to him. Like, I've seen other actors, like your Sam Richardsons or your Vanessa Kirby's, for example, will get a role they've been fan cast in, and they'll say, oh, I really like that, or I don't know, it doesn't seem like something I want to do. I don't think we've ever gotten that from William Jackson Harper, and I'd be curious to see what he says about a role like this. If he's just like, yeah, no, not involved, not something I'm going to do. I wanted to do Quas. I got my one Quas out of the way, and now I'm done. Ticket punched. If we ever want to bring Quas back, then obviously there's space. But I'm especially with, for now at least, Kang being black and then him being a descendant of Reed Richards. And obviously they don't have to, you can have white Reed Richards and then 1,000 years later. But if you didn't, this would be a good way to like get it going. I don't know. It's just it feels like we're in the perfect spot for Quas, for William Jackson Harper to play Mr. Fantastic. And there are other good options. I believe there are. And I liked Adam Driver. I like Margot Robbie. Again, like I said, Vanessa Kirby, Claire Foy, any of the ones that I had mentioned, I think could do it. But man, we're close. It's like Scrooge on Christmas morning. Wakes up and he's like, hey, little boy, who's playing Mr. Fantastic? Little boy's like, nobody, sir. No one's been cast. Scrooge's like, oh my God, I get a second chance. I didn't miss it, let's call William Jackson Harper right now. I still have him in my phone as Quas. And maybe they'll be able to do something. Maybe that will happen. I don't know. I did not expect that we would get a Superman movie announced and cast before the Fantastic Four movie was cast. And long after it was announced. But I mean, DC's working. We'll see when they actually start putting out movies, but it's a really good time for DC. I'm not like worried about Marvel because, again, writer's strike, like that is a really extenuating circumstance that all of the studios are going to have to deal with. But at the same time, it's like, if this was 2015, maybe we'd have actors just jump in. Oh, we got to get involved in that. Then they're seeing Oscar Isaac coming off Moon Knight, and that's not really, changed his whole life. It seems like he enjoyed it, but like, that's not the Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man kind of role. You see like Eternals, you see Chloe Zhao, and people go, is there even going to be another Turtles movie? I don't know. It doesn't seem quite as secure, but at the same time, like, these are the Fantastic Four are the most secure gigs in the MCU besides the big X-Men. So they will be. I haven't heard anything about Antonio Banderas Galactus being out, so that's a good sign. We still have Galactus. I hope maybe he'll play all the characters, Like that scene in Paddington 2 where Phoenix Buchanan is talking to all himself. Or like that scene in Spy Kids 3D where Sylvester Stallone has all the little different outfits on. He's talking to himself. Like that scene from the end of Quantumania where they do that with Kang. That scene has been, it happened quite a few times. Yeah, now this is just a not even a warning, but like sending out a message, trying to get something out here. Like, hey, Kevin Feige, call William Jackson Harper, call Manny Jacinto, still available, still would be a great Johnny. And your Johnny might not be in the running anymore either. So we could you could just fill this in with keep Daveed Diggs. I like Daveed Diggs. And just get the Good Place guys. And then Titania can also hang out if she wants with these guys. But yeah, I don't even care. Get Eleanor too. She was in my, like, I don't think she's quite Sue, but she could be. Anybody, she just isn't like my top pick. At least she's just not the actress that screams Sue, and the actor that screams like I want to do movies like this. I feel like she's got that Disney money for Frozen and stuff. She is set for life. I don't know. Everybody subscribe to the Nando Cut. That's what this is. Subscribe to Nando View Movies. That's my other channel. And then subscribe to the Mostly Nitpicking channel, because that, if I get 1,000 people that subscribe to that, and that's just where we put the podcast, but if I get that, then we might be able to put ads on it and then use that money to like get better podcasting equipment and stuff, put that back into the show, which would be great. So all that stuff that I just said, do that, and pray, put your, cross your fingers, light your Quas candle. Be careful with your candle, obviously, because it is a candle, it's fire, but do whatever you have to do to get the universe this message. And by the universe, I mean Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige, by the way, this week must be like pulling his hair. This must be so stressful for him. And like, just that's such a hard, like, obviously you have trouble with Blade. Wonder Man is being kind of shut down because of our writer strike stuff. And well, they deserve it. Like, it's good. The writers should do it. But man, Kevin Feige has been doing some really impressive stuff that has all come off rather flawlessly. Besides like Ant-Man, a couple of small things, it all really worked really easily, and then boom, all this stuff at once. So good luck, Kevin. Here, I'll take one thing off your plate, one work you're doing right now. William Jackson Harper should play Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. Sounds good? All right, talk to you later, Kevin. Bye.